On the Mama Says Namaste podcast, Nathan and I end it with the same tagline every single time. So what is it? The uniqueness in each of us strengthens all of us. So what does it mean? Well, it goes back to the basis of everything I do, and that's that foundational understanding of self-awareness. It's getting to know who you are and what you're skilled at. I have an email series that is all about learning your children's strengths and helping to understand and identify what your children's strengths are. And the first video in this series shares about sending a duck to animal school. And this duck was an excellent swimmer and really excelled with swimming, but was really bad in tree climbing class. And so in an effort to get him better, they did more time in tree climbing class, and ultimately his little web feet got so sore and raw that they didn't work as well for swimming. And so ultimately what happened to him is what happens to a lot of us. And what happens is we become jack of all trades, master of none. In our effort to fix those things that are weaknesses in who we are, we spend so much time picking apart and trying to finesse it that sometimes we lose sight of what our strengths are. So instead of doing that, we want to look at how can you capitalize on what your strengths are, what your individual personality style is, and what things you really highlight. I mean, in my relationship with Nathan, I have strengths in getting things done and being an action taker, being highly driven and wanting to go out and to accomplish things fast and move at a fast pace. Nathan, on the other hand, oftentimes will take the few extra steps to get a read on somebody, to see whether it's a good time, to work on the timing of it, to find out if this is a need that somebody wants. And so he is able to counterbalance my drive with a reminder of check in first and make sure this is a good time, make sure this is a good opportunity. And so his strength in being able to read people and assess people helps to balance what I already have as a strength and helps me to make that strength even stronger. So what we want to look at is how we can create a synergy. So instead of, as individuals, we compete with one another, we want to complete one another. What is there about your loved ones that helps you to be a better person? What do they draw out in you that brings the good out in you and brings the strengths out in you? For every person that is that highly driven, big visionary person, they have the listeners, the implementers, the ones who have the details that are covering, that are helping to balance everywhere else around. We want to look for how we can create a synergy and work together. So think about this with your life. What is it that you are strong in, that you're able to do? And think about what is it that your loved ones are able to do? What do they have as their strengths? What do they pull out of in you? Do you have that family member that helps you to remember to just chill out and have fun, to enjoy the process and to lighten up a little bit? Or maybe your partner is the one that actually reminds you about the little details and, hey, did you think about this? Well, we really need to consider this before we move forward. Or maybe your loved one is actually the person who is the big decision maker that's able to get you off the pot and get you moving so that you don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. So tag a friend or loved one below that is an opposite of you, who has opposite strengths that you appreciate, because in them utilizing their strengths, they help you to be stronger in yours. The uniqueness in each of us strengthens all of us. Namaste.